Alright, so first and foremost, as with anything involving zoops, make sure that auto grab is turned off. This chapter 1 skip requires a couple of flings that are relatively consistent to set up and occur almost immediately after starting a run. Now, a link to the forum post with game terminology and clip examples is below if you're unsure of what a fling is or how to make one happen. So the lighthouse in the end of chapter 1 is actually to your left as soon as you start the game, but it's just like way the heck over there. Now, there is a way to shoot yourself over there by utilizing some interesting game physics interactions with a stick, but there is now an alternative setup that allows for a much easier way to fly to the left. Now, if you're playing solo, then the weird stick propulsion thing is your only option, unfortunately. So the very beginning of the chapter plays out like usual. You know, merge together to get through that first bit of wood fencing, and then push the first little piece of debris over to get on top of the rock. This is where you have one yarny stay on top of the rock while the other yarny runs ahead and jumps past that stick that falls down. Now the yarny running ahead will need to get zoop canceled on top of the stick that's still up above. So once that yarny lands, immediately jump forward, and when the yarny front flips, fling the leftmost yarny over that second bit of wood fencing so that there is a yarny on either side of the fence. Now in order for the next front flip needed to happen, we're pretty sure that you need to clear the fence completely. So it's suggested to overshoot this and run back left than to land on top of or before the fence. Okay, so you have the two yarnies on either side, and the leftmost yarny needs to jump left onto the rock where the two sliding sticks originally rested, and for some reason you should be able to get front flips when you jump up there now. This is where the critical fling happens, and while it's probably not needed, we recommend turning on the slow motion feature to make the timing of the next fling a little bit easier. Now, if the yarny on the rock doesn't seem to be able to front flip, you'll probably need to go ahead and restart the checkpoint and do everything up to this point again until you're able to get the front flip for the fling to occur. Your next step is going to be another fling. Now, when do you cancel that fling kind of determines your trajectory, and it may determine if you make it to the lighthouse or not. So we usually aim for a left and slightly upward trajectory from the fling. We try and get it there with just that one fling, and if we got good speed going that way, it usually carries us far enough. If you happen to shoot more upward in the air and not so much left, there is still a chance that the yarnies will be kind of orbiting around each other, and you can time a third kind of mid-air fling to shoot the yarnies leftward and still get to the lighthouse. It's a bit trickier this way, but it's still worth a shot if you get up there, and might as well while you're there. All right, so you get a good fling and you're flying to the left. There are a few things to look out for as you're traveling to kind of help gauge where you are. Keep an eye out for the beginning of the tree line if you're low enough. You'll need to see quite a bit of these trees before the lighthouse will show up. So if you're falling and you are just barely seeing the tree line, you probably aren't going to make it, and you may have to try again. Now, if you're flying real fast and you see some houses in the background, this is a good sign. If you still got a lot of speed at this point, you'll probably want to hold right to kill your momentum and hopefully fall down between the lighthouse and the well that you usually come out of at the end of chapter 1. Now, there is a chance you'll get like a really juicy, beefy fling and it just shoots you off with a ton of speed. If you are too high to see that stuff in the background, you kind of have to just hope for the best and try to gauge how far and how high the yarnies are traveling. Once you do it a few times, you can sort of get a feel for guessing where you are, but worst case, it's a quick and easy, restart to try again. Usually, if you're going with a lot of speed, you may need to hold back right earlier than otherwise, so just try it out and see how it goes.